So the puja part, when they do, supposing a man is doing a puja to a Devi. In India, they take a great courage to do puja to a Devi. You do not know that. Saptasati that we have, that thing when the people do, they get possessed. They can't understand. First of all, they have a statue of someone made by some horrible fellow. Then they do the puja of that goddess. They are God-fearing. Everything is good. We have got temples where there are also, we can say, swambhus from the Mother Earth, which are worshipped and should be all right, but no, they get possessed. Why? Because most of them, these temples are haunted by or haunted by spirits, because they do all kinds of tantric things there. And when people go and do the pujas there, what happens to them? That they get attacked. They become more left-sided. Now the Muslims and others who believe in a God which is Nirakar, which is formless, they go to the right side. It's formless God. It's nice. Formless, everywhere is God. In me, in you, everyone, there is God. Everybody is God. Even if you are a devil, you are God. There's nothing wrong with anyone. Everybody is God. Starts on that principle. So they go on to supraconscious side. And they become demonic. Then they must fight because they are devils. Devils have to fight, otherwise how will they exist? They fight, they aggress, they go to other countries, aggress them, capture them. All the time they are thinking of aggressing others. In a subtler way they aggress. Nowadays the media is aggressive in the West. There are so many ways of aggression, and to them aggression is something, is very dharmic. For anything. They'll ask direct questions, arrogant, insulting, and cruel. They become cruel. That's how the turmoil starts, when we start using the power of Saraswati in a wrong way, or the power of Mahakali in the wrong way. That's why in Sahaja Yoga, before the puja, you have to go into a lot of activity. You have to decorate the hall, you have to get the flowers, you have to organize everything beautifully. Look at the roses, how beautiful they are. Then you start balancing yourself with all these activities you do. And then you sit down for puja. That's like in the daytime you work, in the night you sleep. To rest, to get the bliss, you must be active. Like they had to climb Himalayas to achieve meditation. Because when you are tired, you can be restful afterwards. Otherwise, if you get somebody, say, from Switzerland only, a very speedy person for meditation, you'll have to put the glue on him to settle down, because he'll be frantic, all the time. He'll be all the time jumping. So the activity has to come before the puja. The balance has to be established. So the ladies have to find out the saris and the blouses and this and that, and they have to worry about putting the flowers, arranging things, this, that, a lot of activities. You have to travel. For English it was necessary to travel all the way from England to arrange their money and rooms and everything to come here. To go to futuristic side, to think what they are going to pay, how they are going to pay back their loans. All this futuristic planning they have to do before they come to Switzerland. Switzerland being the most active place, it's better to have the puja here, so they are not so much active. That's how the Devi arranges everything. So the ascent starts evolving. In that, the play of the Devi is the Navaratri, in your ascent. From ages, Navaratri, that's why, is the most important puja. In Sahaja Yoga, Navaratri is the most important puja. Though we can say modern Sahaja Yoga, Sahasrara is because that's how you started getting your realization. But if you go to the whole historical events of evolution, you'll find Navaratri is the one which has brought you to Sahasrara. Without the help of the Devi at different stages of your ascent, you could not have been in a position to receive your realization. So all the steps that you took in the past are today worshipped and are used for thanking the Devi for what she did to bring you down. So it's like a thanksgiving. Without her work, nothing could have happened. So when we read about the Devi, about her incarnations, how she came on this earth to save her bhaktas, people who are trying to ascend to cross this Bhavasagara, how she worked hard, how she fought the devils, how she killed the demons, single-handed. She took upon herself the responsibility of making the people cross the Bhavasagara. Guru gave you the strength of dharma, but she is the one who brought you out. Even those who were dharmic could not do it because of the demonic pressure. She is the one who fought single-handed with her powers of destruction. In her love for you, she fought. She brought you to this level. And then she took a minor form of incarnation. Even during the time of all the gurus, she took the form of, as you know, Janaki was the daughter of Janaka. Then Fatima was the daughter of Muhammad Shah. And Nanaki was the sister of Nanaka. In those forms, these powers sustained and nourished the Guru Tattva. And later on, or sometimes simultaneously, they incarnated in milder forms to help human beings to rise. So today is the day of thanksgiving. As Guru Puja is a day of thanksgiving to your Guru, the one who has counseled you, the one who has told you about the truth, the one who has taught you the truth and has given you realization. And the Devi Puja is a thanksgiving where single-handed, just like a very loving mother, under her sari, she protected you, fought for you, fought with every enemy that is around, every sort of problems that existed, and ultimately brought you to Sahasrara level and then gave you realization. It's a real thanksgiving to the mother. So So we can say Navaratri is like a Mother's Day, where you give thanksgiving to her, which was just relentless, continuous working for her children. Motherhood is much more important than the guruhood, because Guru is the one who trains you, makes you efficient, but the mother forgives you, she loves you, she sustains you, and she teaches you how to love. She has tremendous patience and tremendous love, and she does it single-handed. She doesn't expect anything from you, absolutely selfless. Selfless is a very small word, I should say. It's such an expansive compassion which engulfs everything that is wrong, dissolves it, digests it, absorbs it. So it's a very great day, Navaratri is, for all the Sahajas. Because then she took her form as Sita, as the power of Shri Rama. Silent, potential, suffering. How much she suffered? How much she suffered? Then she took the form of Radha. Then she came as 5 powers of Saraswati, as the 5 wives of Shri Krishna. Then she came as Mary. That was the greatest suffering, I think, to see the Son being crucified. The suffering, silent, patient suffering, she had to go through it. All that drama to be seen was too much. She went through all that because you all had to cross your Agya. She had to sacrifice her child. It's easy for a father to do that, very difficult for a mother. Now you are all mothers, so many of you, you will know what it is to have a child and how one feels about it. After doing that, she comes to the state where you have to give your realization. It's a work of tremendous patience, as you know. It's tremendous patience and understanding. Human beings, as the time advanced, have evolved for thought, for realization, but also evolved into very funny, stupid, crooked, nonsensical ways. It's impossible to understand how they go about with their stupid ideas and how troublesome they can be. They can be very crooked, funny, troublesome, to such an extent that sometimes even it is difficult to forgive. Despite that, so many of you are here today in Europe, in the land of the Guru. Here I find who have got realization. So the mother's pride, mother's joy, knows no bounds, no doubt about it. It's such a great thing to see her children sitting here to receive all the powers from her. Now again, when we are in this situation, we have to know the first principle with which the whole thing started. That it is the power of love. It is the power of love that has brought you to this state. And it's the power of love that you will expression manifest, you will evolve. Now, after coming to Sahaja Yoga, also the temptations become subtler and subtler. We try to do Sahaja Yoga. We try to spread Sahaja Yoga sometimes for the powers. Maybe you are lonely, so you want to have more Sahaja Yogis. Maybe you do it because you think that that's how you spread your powers. Even there are problems on leadership, I find ego problems. There are. Somebody is appointed a leader, then another feels bad, this, that, all goes on. I see the drama going on. Like small children, they fight. What is this leadership? It's just artificial. He's not even noted in any newspaper. As they have mock governments, we have a mock leadership. So then people fight for that. It's become subtle. The power struggle goes on, becoming subtler and subtler. Then again money problems come up. Some people think that Sahaja Yoga is a very good way of making money. Or some people think that we can get a lot of money because Mother blesses people with money, affluence, so let us be in Sahaja Yoga. But don't spend a single pile, you see. Just manage it. No, it's not like that. It's the other way around. It's again another dilemma is that in India, which is a place of poverty compared to all of you, everyone donates money. All the trustees in every center, wherever there are trustees, have to donate at least 5,000 rupees to become the trustees. Of course, I don't get anything out of it, but I must have donated, I don't know how much myself to become the trustee of Sahaja Yoga. But you have to donate. And when you become miserly again, that means again, it's the same game going on. You have bank balances, but the source is finished and you have nothing left. The bank balance should be with God. Then He gives you interest more than the capital. Is there any bank which does that? At least not the Swiss bank. You have to pay for keeping money with that. That's how it is. You should always try to go to the source. This becomes subtler and subtler in the sense that people think that now their children are realized souls. All right, so what? They are not gods, are they? They get so involved with their children. I mean, this is another stupidity women fall into. But to them, their child is so important. They get so adhered to the child. I mean, first they used to neglect their children. Now they become so attached to their children that they look like glued people all the time. And such children cannot grow properly unless and until you give them freedom. Give them full freedom to grow. But guidance, of course, that they are majestic people, being Sahaja Yogis, they are born realized. As a Sahaja Yogi, as a good Sahaja Yogi, how they should be. Have a report, talk to them, tell them about it, how they should be. Develop that self-respect within them, that they should be like this. Not to glue them to you. That's not the way. Children will never grow properly, even physically, if you glue them to yourself. In the West now I see new ideas coming up that the children must be glued to the mother. This is from one extreme to another extreme. They'll become very left-sided. Even if they'll be grown up in age, they won't grow up in their brains. They won't grow up in their behavior if they are glued with the mother. If they cry for a life, little bit doesn't matter, but the children must be made to sleep away from mother. All the time, you should not carry your children in your life. There is no need at all. But this is not that the child wants, it's the mother who wants this kind of thing. And some fathers also have seen, glued down to their children. And then they say, mother, my child is spoiled, he's like this, like that. Such children will get possessed very fast if you make the children dependent on you. very fast they will become possessed. If you make them over independent, you are on your own. Like the other side was that when we were in Oxford, a girl of 7 years used to come and give us newspapers, and she was a daughter of a lord. At about 5 o'clock in the morning in that cold, she used to climb up all the way on a bicycle delivering those newspapers. And when I told her, "Mother, what are you doing? It's very dangerous. This child is in danger. She's a girl. How can you do that to her?" She said, no, she has to be on her own. So the one side is to be on her own, and another side is to glue them. It's again the same subtle attitude of possessiveness. It's possessiveness. This is my child. I must look after the child. The child is a realized soul. This, that. Only your child is not realized soul. Everybody's child is a realized soul in search of. How much do you do for others' children? Or only you look after your own child? The custom should be, if you buy one thing for your child, buy 2 more things for another child. Buy better things for another child and less things for your child.